Right, we're just going to create the witch's armchair. And I've cut a square. Well, it's a rectangle, not a square. I'll give you the measurements of this one. This is 7 centimetres wide by 5¼ centimetres. What I've done is I've also cut the 5¼ strips, rectangles, and they're, so it's 5¼ by 3. I rounded them off at the ends, and now what we're going to do is to glue these. If I can get my glue gun to it. I'm just going to change my glue stick, to be honest, because it's a pain in the backside, isn't it always? I don't know what's the matter with this. Oh, right. We'll get it going. Okay. Take that bit off that I've just done. So we're just going to glue the inside of the arm like that. And here's my non-stick mat. And I need to put it on and hold it in place. You have to hold it in place. And what I've done is I've just eased the cardboard, bent it slightly so it'll go round the back. So just keep that in place like that. So we just do that with it, and that's all you need. And then we're going to do the same with this one. So I hope you can see this. Make sure that is in place and it's level. I'll have to turn it around because I'm right-handed, sorry. And hold that in. Give that a chance to dry. Yeah, that's fine. And then we need the back panel on. And for that, basically, I'm just going to cut it. Level this off. Once you want a fairly high back, just gauge what I'm going to need. Yep. I don't measure that much. I'm not bothered about the length of it yet because I will sort that out after. Yeah, and I'm not bothered about a tiny gap there either. As long as that's perfect. So what we'll do is we'll glue the back. And any excess glue can be cut off. Don't worry about it. You might need quite a bit. So we'll just get this on in place like that. I'll just hold that on like that. Yeah, like that. And what I might do is just round this off, to be honest. And I'll just do it like that. See, that's fine. I'm okay with that. You can chop that down a bit. Turn over and do the same with that. Just set them raw edges off. So we've got that. Yeah, quite happy with that. And then we need to put the legs on. I'm going to have to find them. Oh, be Jesus, be Jesus. There we go. Let's have a look. Now, I don't know whether to be different. Because you know me, I'm not like anybody else. I wonder if we can have... We could, just one of those really large door handles. I just like the idea of only having one. Because when it's glued onto the project, I'm going to do that. See? I've just got to be different to everybody else. It'll look funky and different, and my witches try and get it centerised, of course. And hold that on. But that could be my floating chair. Yeah, I like that. Oh, you know me. Now, do I need to put something else on it as well? No, she don't want it too big. No, I think that'll do by the fire. Because what I've got to do is I do have to measure it. No, that's going to be fine. Fine by the fire. Yeah, she needs a nice big chair. Well, if you saw the size of her, you know she would. So what I'm going to do now is decorate this one. Now, I'm going to make a panel that goes in there. I think. That would work. I need to cut that. Cut it. There we go. Right, okay. That's not quite the size I was looking for. So that'll do fantastic. Love that. And I also need... No, I'll make a cushion to go in there. So what I've got to do now is I've got to cover this. Now I do have somewhere, not sure where, but I do have somewhere. I had a bit of foam. Here we go. Here's my bit of foam. An old piece of foam, that's all. And let me get my scissors just to level this off a little bit. And I just need to do that. So we'll get rid of that rubbish. And I'm just going to find the right... I think I want the maroony colour. I'm not sure if I've got any of that left. I could have purple, I suppose. Or black. Dunno. I've got this. This should do. I'm going to use the black, I think, to cover my seat. Now what I've got to do is to put the holes in. So what I'm going to do is mark it out. I'm going to have one there, one there, one there, one there, one there and there, one there and there, and one in the middle. So that's going to be the holes, and hopefully it'll work. Poke your holes in. Try and keep your board as straight as you can. It's just so you can get your needle through. Sure that's done. So if you've never tried a miniature, try it. All you've got to think about is what, if you're making a chair, it has a base for the backside to sit on, a backrest and two arms. Cut them how you want them. Doesn't matter about that, no one's going to see it. and the cushion will go in there. And then I'm going to do a padded, see, like that. And I'm actually going to round the top bits off, like that. Make sure that's level. And that they match, roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Quite happy with that. And like I say, we're going to put the foam on. I just have to snip that now. Needle and thread out, and hopefully I'm going to use my large needle with my strong thread. Let's get a little bit more thread, I think. That's it. I think I should be able to use double thread on this one. Like that. My fingers are blathered in ink. So, I'm just going to cut the piece of material, which is no bigger than, you know, that. Right, I need to make sure I've got enough to turn over, of course. Sorry, that way. Now I'm going to stitch it before I put any of the ends in. And to do that, I'm just going to... That's actually a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut that off. Trim that. You don't need it that long. Trim that. So, I didn't look what I was doing then. Now what I'm going to do with this is glue that down. Just glue that down. Would you hold that? And then you can put, oh, whoever put it. Oh, I don't know, let me get it quickly. Little piece of card on there. Oh, come on. Just let me get a little piece of card. Yeah, I'm just going to glue that again. You do that and just pop a little tiny bit of card on there. And then you can snip that off. Well, I'd leave that on with a knot actually. Okay, so we've got that. Now this is the tricky bit because you've now got to get this needle through these holes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up into that corner, so we're going to crisscross. It's just a case of finding the hole like that. Crisscross that and go back into there. And just find that. Like that. And you see, like that, we've crisscrossed it. I'm not bothered about the green bit showing. It's going to have a cover over it anyway. And then take it up through that one. Take it across to that corner one. I might not have done enough thread actually. Like that. Down to that one. Or across, it doesn't matter. And then across to that one. See how we've got that? Like a crisscross on it. And then, this is, yeah, I haven't done enough of this. Right, okay, so, but we're going to try this. No, it's not going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off. Don't worry about it, it's nothing. Oopsie daisy, get the needle out. I'm going to use a smaller needle actually. It should have been the 3-inch one, 3.5. There we go, I've got this one, this will do. Just glue that down. Take your scissors and do another square. Just for added security, basically. Like that. Press that down. So we've still got the crisscross there. And then what you're going to do is go up through the centre, and when you do, pull the crisscross out the way. Like that. Then take it back through. Like that. And that'll pull that centre in. And do the same again in this one. Oh, well, there isn't one there, but we're going to pull that centre in by going quite close to it. Like that, that's better. Again, pull the centre out. Push that back. Like that. I know it's hard to see it, but you've got a really good pattern in there now. And then we just pull it. Cut it, make sure you know where it is. And we're just going to glue that down. Like that. And that will hold. Because you're going to put a back panel, it's going back on there. So now what we've got to do is to just to trim this round, and then we'll pull in all the edges. And I would take your time doing this. Alright, let's make sure we've got not too much of this. Okay, and start at the top, because that's the bit that you really would probably see more than anything else. So pull that over. Do the sides, because you can tuck your corners in later. Just pull that in. And then you come to doing your corners, and if you just slightly pull it like that, it'll fit. Just pull that round. So you've got to pull that in, you see. Just pull that round. See, like that. Pull that in. And you've got, when you can get that in, that's it, pull it in. Like that. And it looks pretty neat. It's very hard to see it on dark. Oh god, I've marked it now. Never mind, I'll put a cushion in. And then this one, we'll just pull it together. But it's very hard to see when you've got a dark cloth you're working with. And you fold that in just like an envelope. Like that. Bit peed off with that now. Oh, never mind. And then when I've painted this, that will just sit in like that. I'm not happy about that one now. Never mind, it's fine. Like that. Oh, come on, Fee. You know you're not happy with that. Release that. See, once you've glued these down, I don't want to budge. No, that'll do. That's fine. So that's your cover done. And that's going to look great in there. On my one knobby chair. Right, so that's done. I'm just going to fix this up. Let me get rid of my needles because I don't want to lose them. Knowing me, I will. There we go. Let's clear all these bits. Oh. Right, I'm going to come back and I'll show you the next bit. Thanks for watching. Take care.